We have all been there. You slightly burnt a piece of toast, and suddenly the kitchen smoke alarm is blaring at top volume, reacting to a minor cooking mistake as if the whole house is going up in flames. This alarm is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It detects smoke. The catch is, it has no way to distinguish between a charred breakfast and a genuine emergency. Our own nervous system works much like this kitchen gadget. It acts as an internal detection system, perfectly engineered to spot danger and keep us alive. After we experience a traumatic event, this internal system can get stuck on a hair trigger setting. It stays on high alert, scanning every room for threats even years after the actual danger has passed. This intense reaction is actually a sign of a highly effective survival mechanism. Your brain has simply prioritized your immediate safety over your daily comfort. We see this sensitivity play out in the smallest moments. It might be a vague text message from a friend saying, "We need to talk," or just someone using a slightly sharp tone of voice. In a heartbeat, your pulse quickens, your chest tightens, and you might feel an overwhelming urge to just get out of the room. This happens because your body has its own subconscious radar. This system constantly scans the people and places around you for cues of safety or danger, and it does this long before your conscious mind can even register a thought. When you've been through trauma, that radar becomes incredibly fine-tuned. It catches everyday signals, like that text message or a specific facial expression, and interprets them as a life or death threat, tripping the alarm instantly. Since this happens deep in your biology, your body takes action to defend you before you've had a chance to even realize what's happening. To see what's happening inside, imagine your nervous system as a vertical gauge. Your physical state, how you feel and act, depends entirely on where your internal needle is pointing. The middle section is the safe zone. This is where you feel calm, grounded, and able to connect with others. You can handle the normal ups and downs of life here without feeling overwhelmed. If that needle spikes up into the top zone, your system is stuck on. This is the fight or flight response. Your body is suddenly flooded with energy, making you feel panicked, irritable, or restless. If a threat feels too big to handle, the needle plummets into the bottom zone, and your system gets stuck off. This is a freeze response. Your body pulls the plug to conserve energy, leading to feelings of numbness, exhaustion, or heavy brain fog. After trauma, your brain decides that being safe is less important than being ready. The boundaries of that middle green zone move inward, making it much smaller. This leaves more room for the alarm zones, meaning even a tiny stressor can now easily knock your needle into a panic or a shutdown. Identifying which zone you are in is the first step toward getting back to center. You have to know where the needle is before you can try to move it. It is common to try and use logic to talk yourself out of a panic attack or a shutdown, but you've likely found that reasoning with yourself often fails to change how you feel. That's because when the survival alarm blares, the thinking, rational part of your brain effectively goes offline. Trying to think your way into feeling calm is like trying to use a remote control when the batteries have been pulled out. To settle the alarm, you have to use the body's own signals. Instead of starting with a thought, you start with a physical action that tells your brain, from the bottom up, that you are safe. A simple way to do this is with a technique called the physiological sigh. This specific way of breathing targets a long nerve that acts as a direct communication wire between your body and your brain's calm down center. You do it by taking a quick breath in through your nose, followed by a second tiny sip of air to fully expand your lungs. Then let it all out with a very long, slow, soft sigh. This isn't a mental distraction, it's a mechanical override. You are using your lungs to send a physical message that forces your internal alarm to hit the brakes. When your needle is stuck in the red or the blue, you can also use your senses to help pull yourself back into the present. This strategy is called sensory grounding. As we see here, it follows a simple 5-step sequence that acts as an anchor for your nervous system. By naming 5 things you see, 4 you can touch, 3 you hear, 2 you smell, and when you taste, you force your brain to leave the danger of your memories and return to the safety of the room you're actually in. These tools work best when you practice them even when you aren't feeling overwhelmed. Over time, this builds a new habit of safety that your body can rely on. Carrying a heavy response to a small trigger simply shows that your body is fiercely dedicated to protecting you. With these physical tools, you have a way to manually reset that internal smoke alarm. You are teaching your nervous system, one breath at a time, that the fire is out and it is finally safe to rest.